Today, we are going to be joined by the founder of Renee Cosmetics, Aashka Goradia. Firstly, tell us about Renee and how did you come up with this idea?
I mean, a lot of times you must have heard this. A lot of people say that diamonds are girls' best friends, but I deny. I say no, makeup is, isn't it? So coming
Yeah,
up
right.
with this idea was it couldn't have been anything else after being an actor for over 2 decades, wearing makeup every single day. I recognized what it did to me emotionally, and then I recognized what it does to others emotionally. So this was really, really important that I do something that is moving enough for people to work on their confidence, on how they look, to enhance, to embrace, and then eventually empower.
How challenging it was to come up with such idea that is cruelty free.
I mean, it's not challenging at all. I think when you are really passionate about something, you also have to be compassionate. And I think we're not back in the time when consumers were not aware about what is in their product when they use it on them. I think the times have changed. Most of the brands, or maybe all the brands, have now probably worldwide are following the path of being cruelty free, because I think we as a generation, we are more aware now. We're more aware what we want
Right.
to do, what we want to make, what we want to sell. And I think transparency is the new emotion of the new age that I feel works really, really well with the end consumer as well as the brand. So as transparent you are, as honest as you are, your products are accepted more beautifully.
As you see that this 1.5 year has been very different for everyone and it has affected everyone in some or the other way. Has this affected Renee? And if it did, how did you manage?
I think worldwide people are affected. There's nothing new, and there's nothing that we haven't heard about the health atrocities that have gone around globally. How has it challenged business? I think it's really hard to say, Veena, because I'm still confused as to how emotionally people have come out of this in totality and also as an individual. Because in the time of masks, in the time where people, it's hard to tell who you're talking to sometimes because they're always wearing masks. We had no idea
Right.
that lipsticks are going to be such a giant hit. The only idea that we had in mind was to how we can innovate, how we can give something that women love differently, how can we give it in the most sustainable way, and in most price effective way as well. So there came Fab Five, and I think with all the points that I counted, it worked really beautifully, and it was accepted very beautifully by all the women across India, and it's become such a giant hit.
Yes, of course, because the lipstick Renee has, the pop-up one, is firstly it is very pocket friendly. Secondly, like it is so easy for us to use it.
Yeah, like I said, why have one lipstick when you can like kind of have five, right?
Exactly.
And a lot of for many years this dialogue has been spoken on most of the platforms about women's moods, and if it's everything about the mood, then why not have a little bit more than have just one, and why
Right.
what makes it so super convenient is you can switch your mood,
Yes, right.
just as simple as this.
Simple as that. Yeah,
So
right.
I think after being emotionally so run down with the health atrocities that went around globally, I think people needed celebration. I think people needed more. And I think Fab Five fit into that emotion very nicely. So even if it was the time for masks, people chose lipsticks because it's so important that every single day that we are alive and we're able to celebrate ourselves, our lives, and makeup along with it.
How was your experience of working with Eliana?
It was really amazing. I think Renee as a brand being so young, has been able to work with multi faces across industry, whether it's TV, whether it's South, whether it's film. It has been fantastic because she's a real stunning face, and we have shot a beautiful campaign with her. You can everybody who's watching our live can actually go over to Eliana's page or Renee's page and watch their new campaign. She's looked stunning.
So the experience you had was surreal, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
So now now owning a brand. So how was the journey from working in industry to now owning a brand? How is it?
I think it's not a transition from one thing to another thing. They are two separate things, and I have enjoyed a fruitful and a very successful 20 years as a self-employed, as a contracted employee, and now I have then now moved on to being an entrepreneur. So there are two different aspects of life, and I think they both are meaningful in their own way. And I've learned so much being a contracted employee into an entrepreneur. I think you can learn so much and then put it back to your business. And I think it's an exchange more than a transition.
You have changed the career at 35. So what will be your advice to all the young?
Telling my number out there so loudly, but never mind. I'm proud of my age. But thank you. Thank you. I would not do that to you. But yes, that's the story. That yes, at 35, which I feel is a figure for women where they feel that they are probably comfortable in what they've achieved, or they're probably comfortable in everything that they have learned. I don't think that should be enough. And I don't think age is really a number. You can make a big shift at 35 or even at 50 or even at 70. It's the mental conditioning and the appetite of risk that you are willing to take a bite of.
You are inspiration, like how you have done all these things. It really inspires everyone out here.
Well, thank you. That is the whole purpose is to make sure that I do things in life that inspires others to make probably a greater story.
What do you do to, calm yourself after such long day?
Yoga. And that I don't do after a long day, that I do before I start a long day, because you don't do self-care at the end of the day. You do self-care at the beginning of the day. And if you are able to do that, then you're able to care for everything that is meaningful to you.
Please tell us about the product and Fab 5 innovation.
Like I told you, women always want more. That's the innovation. I'm not okay with women having to spend a certain amount of money and take away singular things. It always has to be more, and why not? And why not?
Great. It was so nice talking to you.
Thank you. Very nice talking to you, Veena.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.